I didn't feel like I had to run away anymore. I had found the thing that I needed to run away from, I guess, and let go of. Hello, today we're going to be talking a little bit about a vulnerable topic, I think. I'm going to be sharing my experiences about therapy, going to therapy, how I started, and how therapy helped me come to terms with leaving my career. So I started going to therapy about 9 months after my son was born, my first child. I had had a particularly difficult week and I just knew that something needed to give. So the day that I found my counseling center, I went for a particularly long walk. I wasn't walking because I wanted to. I wasn't walking for exercise. I wasn't walking because I felt like I needed to get out of the house. I wasn't walking for any particular reason other than I felt like this was the closest thing I could get to running away. So I found myself walking along the old main street of the town that I grew up in. And along the way, I passed a lot of businesses. There were two offices that I saw that were advertising counseling. And so I made sure to take mental note of both of these offices as I walked by. Later that night, after I had gotten the courage to go back home, I looked into both of these offices. I started to do some research on them. The first one that I looked into really seemed like a no-go right off the bat. It just didn't fit exactly what I was looking for. Then as I looked into the second one, their website said that they specialized in maternal mental health. And as I read that, I just knew that I had found it. I proceeded to get into contact with the center, and soon after I started meeting with my therapist. She was very kind and fun to talk to, and she was also really good at helping me question my line of thinking and to dig deeper. I really found myself dreading my therapy appointments because I knew that I was going to have to face a lot of things that I didn't want to face, that I didn't feel ready to face. So, how I went about it was I would just start with the things that felt manageable, the things that felt like I could bring them up and talk about them, and then we would build from there, and slowly we would get to the deeper things and the bigger things. It was such a healing experience to talk to someone that had a fresh perspective, that knew how to help me process things, and that didn't have any personal relationships with me. I was able to talk to her about things that I was struggling with my husband without worrying about ruining his image to friends or family. I do have disagreements with my husband, but I also deeply respect him, and I wouldn't want to share negative things about him with the people closest to me, the people that I want him to have a good relationship with. So it was very helpful to have someone to help me navigate those difficulties of marriage without ruining my husband's reputation with them. It didn't really matter what their opinion of my husband was, because they weren't going to have a relationship with my husband. So going to therapy helped me feel a lot less alone along the journey, and it really helped me to find better ways to communicate the things that mattered to my husband and then to let go of the rest. And then therapy helped me realize that I needed to leave my job in a little bit of a less direct way. It helped me learn how to dive deeper with the things that were troubling me so that I could learn how to find answers. So I realized that I needed to leave my job after going on vacation and coming back and realizing that I still felt burnt out. I didn't feel refreshed like I usually would after going on a vacation like that. So I got deeply depressed after that vacation. And often when I go through a depressive episode, I just get the urge to run away, to move to a different state, a different country even, or simply hop in my car and keep driving until I find a place that feels far enough away. So one day while I was out riding my bike, I realized that the thought of running away gave me some relief to the anxiety and depression that I was feeling. And then I came across the idea that leaving my job gave me the same relief. Just thinking of leaving my job was such a relief to think about, that I didn't feel like I had to run away anymore. I had found the thing that I needed to run away from, I guess, and let go of. So I took this realization to therapy with me, and my therapist asked me if I had ever felt similarly before. And that's when I started to remember my very first internship that I had had. And I have a video that goes a little bit more into this story if you guys want. I will link that in the description below. It'll also be somewhere on the screen here. And after telling my therapist that I had felt similarly during my first internship, she asked me if you could tell yourself something back then when you were in your first internship, what would you tell her? And the answer came to me very clearly, very simply, and the answer was I would just tell her to let it go. I had fought so hard to get that internship, and then I fought even harder trying to enjoy it. At the end of the day, I needed to just let it go, and I realized that the same stood true with the job that I currently had. And then my therapist sat with me and helped me work out some logistics. She helped me come up with a backup plan for feeding my family if finances got really hard. She helped me navigate the conversation with my husband. She helped me see how to hold my boundaries on it and to eventually truly let it go. So I was very grateful for therapy helping me. If you need help determining whether you need to let something go or if it's just burnout or to find out if you're misaligned like I was, I have put together a worksheet of some things that helped me during this time. It's just a self-guided reflection worksheet, and I will link that in the description below. You're welcome to go ahead and get that for yourself to help yourself realign. And if you could subscribe, that would be very helpful for my channel. Thank you.